that when you make a positive claim, you have what's called the burden of proof. You have to substantiate your claim with evidence.
All evidence has shown us that the Earth is stationary.
The burden of proof is on the one that makes the positive claim.
In every debate, the burden of proof typically lies with the person making the claim, but it can also lie with the person denying a well-established fact or theory.
There's a higher concentration of gas being introduced at the surface.
This is the positive claim that has the burden of proof.
When you make a positive claim, you have the burden of proof.
It's geocentric. That means the center of everything. It's stationary, of course, meaning not moving. It's a geocentric stationary plane.
The burden of proof is on the one making the positive claim.
That if the Earth is geocentric and stationary.
Did you guys know the Earth's not a spinning ball? It's actually flat and stationary, bro.
The person making a positive claim has the burden of proof.
Because there's constantly gas being introduced to the system. When you make a positive claim, you have the burden of proof. It's very simple. When you make a positive claim, you have the burden of proof.
The Earth is stationary.
They shift the burden of proof, which is a fallacy, and then they attack a straw man model, which is a fallacy.
It's a closed dynamic system with gas constantly being introduced to the surface level.
You make a positive claim of specificity, you have the burden of proof of specificity.
And they use something called the stereocycle from the Chaldeans from 2500 BC to this day at NASA to be able to predict the eclipses. They cannot use the heliocentric model to predict eclipses at all.
You do understand, again, that positive claims require the burden of proof.
Whoa. Hey, the Earth's a geocentric stationary plane.
Positive claims have the burden of proof.
Hey, the Earth's not a spinning ball, bro. It's a flat stationary plane.
You have the burden of proof of specificity of your specific claim. So you can't shift the burden of proof. That's called a shifting the burden of proof fallacy.
The Earth is a geocentric stationary plane.
You make a positive claim, you have the burden of proof. Burden of proof always lies with a positive claim.
When you make a positive claim, you have the burden of proof.
Okay, so we have the burden of proof to show that the surface of the Earth is flat, because that is our positive claim.
You have the burden of proof to substantiate all of those specific positive claims.
Now you have gotten to where you are just basically diverting the burden of proof. You're shifting the burden of proof.